Are you one of the folks that's screaming loudest and freaking out the most about Durant, Oklahoma's Xadavien Sims choosing the Oregon Ducks over the hometown Oklahoma Sooners? I'm going to tell you your alarm is warranted or not in about 10 seconds.
Let's go!
Welcome back to the HOF College Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. And if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of the HOF College Football Podcast. There's a lot of people up in arms around Norman, Oklahoma and the Oklahoma Sooners program about, well, kind of hometown guy, Xadavien Sims, choosing Oregon over those Oklahoma Sooners. I'm going to tell you why it's not as big a deal as you think it is. It's pretty simple. Quite honestly, it's pretty simple. There's about at least five by my count. Yeah, at least five by my count. Defensive tackles ranked higher than Sims heading into the 2024 cycle, or for the 2024 cycle, that all have OU not just in their top 10 list, but way up on their top 10 list. You even got a couple of crystal balls and some that I feel like are almost locks to become Sooners in December, which, by the way, is 7 months away. So, first and foremost, Williams Nwaneri, the number one defensive lineman, defensive tackle in the country, Lee Summit, Missouri, a former high school teammate of current Sooner Caden Green, and the consensus number one defensive tackle, defensive lineman prospect in the country. He is a top 10 overall recruit, period. Number two, David Stone, IMG Academy by way of Oklahoma. Another hometown kid. Has a sister that goes to Oklahoma. His family's all from the Oklahoma City area. He's always wearing OU gear, throwing horns down. The guy's at IMG. He has become a major player. And if you hear him talk about it, every time he's in Oklahoma, he spends quite a bit of time around Todd Bates, the defensive line coach, defensive tackles coach, and Co-Defensive Coordinator for OU. Now, on top of that, you have another five-star. These are both five-star guys. David Stone, of course, being the second-rated defensive line prospect in the country. Also a top 10 recruit overall, period, at any position. Then you have guys like four-star, high four-star, and the 10th rated defensive line prospect in the country. One of my favorites overall, just for his athleticism, period, Nigel Smith out of Melissa, Texas. He is something to watch, both on the football field and on the hardwood. This guy gets it done. He's got a high motor, a lot of intelligence, a lot of amazing moves, and again, athlete. If you're looking at the guys like Nwaneri and Stone, Nigel Smith is cut from that same cloth athleticism-wise. Watching Duncan basketball, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then you've got Jonah Ajonye from Conroe, Texas, another guy that is very, very high up on that list. He's a four-star, the number 14 ranked defensive line prospect in the country. Another big monster kind of guy that I would tell you that everybody is very high on. He's very high on the Sooners and Coach Bates. Then, as I was saying, then you also have Dominic McKinley, a five-star, the 14th ranked overall recruit in the country. He is the number 4 ranked defensive linemen in the country. He is warming up apparently on Oklahoma. 247 having OU ranked right below Ohio State somewhere in that area. It's just those two at the top though. Very warm. There is no crystal ball for him at all, but apparently he is definitely warming up to Todd Bates and the Sooners. Lafayette, Louisiana, 6'5", 290 pounds. Guys, what I'm getting at, every one of those guys that I just named, well above Xadavien Sims. And this thought that because he's from quote Oklahoma, that this is a guy that you have to go get if you are Brent Venables. Now, do I think you want to try to get as many homegrown kids as possible? Yes. Is he really homegrown? No, he's a Dallas kid. He's a Dallas area kid, which is definitely within OU's recruiting grounds. Somebody that they would have liked to have picked up. But I got to be honest with you. I don't look at this kid when I watch the film, and this is just my opinion on him. I'm not bad mouthing him. I think it would have been a good pickup. But if you're going to give me any one of the five guys that I just talked about before, I take over him every time. He's apparently shut down Sims has apparently shut down his recruiting. So chances are you're not going to get a ton of opportunity to go get him. What I would tell you is that he is playing in the state at Durant High School. Chances are you're going to get an opportunity to see him if you're OU. It's not necessarily over. Now, is it a concern? I know everybody wants to make it into one. I know everybody, you've got your Todd Bates haters, particularly out on Twitter. These are guys that really we shouldn't even be giving any kind of attention to whatsoever. But they're out there. They stir it up. They make everybody believe that in Todd Bates, who was the 2020 Recruiter of the Year by Rivals, that all of a sudden he doesn't know what he's doing recruiting. The truth is, he's been in the room that nobody was in probably for the last 10 or 12 years at Oklahoma, since Brent Venables had left the program to go to Clemson. Now, the other thing I would tell you is when you start looking at his body of work and Coach Venables' body of work, these guys are going to start coming this way into the Sooner program because of the simple fact that they have proven that they get guys like this into the league and often in the first round. That's, just since 2019, 2020, up until now, Bates has coached 4 different first-round defensive line players. 3 of them in the same draft that went in the top 17. Chances are, that just goes to show you that he's one of the best there is. Period. Plain and simple. Okay? I'm not concerned about it. I don't think anybody else should be so concerned about this either. What I would tell you is that, number one, this isn't over with. Does it kind of pressure up your need to go get a few of these guys? Yeah. And, I was watching a little bit of what Ty said on Unfair Sports today. He was talking a little bit about this as well, saying that, really with the depth that you have along the defensive line position, whether it be an edge rusher or a tackle, there's a lot of these guys out here in this 2024 class. So you definitely need to get 2 to 3 of these guys. I'm going to tell you this, if you get 2 of these guys, and I've said this a bunch on our show, Nwaneri is a guy that's already crystal ball to come. He's the number 1 ranked guy. David Stone, from the last thing that I've seen from him, there was an article done on 3 that essentially he spends personal time in the playbook talking to Coach Bates. He's pretty much been assured of his opportunity to be able to start right away, or at least compete for a starting job right away as he gets into Norman. They're cranking up, obviously, the competition for that when you've got guys like Wandale Bothroyd coming in, obviously Lacey, some of these other guys that came in through the portal. what I would tell you is that these two guys, along with Smith, JJA, Joseph, Jonah Ajonye, these are all guys, and of course McKinley as well. You're looking at guys that are transcendent type players. These are athletic beasts, big, lean, I mean heavy, but very fast and look like they are going to, there's a reason why you're a top 100 player, you're expected to go into the draft. When you look at a guy like David Stone, he is just different. The same goes for Williams Nwaneri. And to me, I'm going to continue to say that Nigel Smith is one of my favorite guys in the entire country at any position. He's just that kind of athlete. And when you watch him play football, you watch him play basketball, you'll get what I'm talking about. Go check out some of his tape anywhere you can find it because he's that good. Again, Dominic McKinley, there's a reason why he's a 5-star player, the 14th overall ranked player in the country. Again, do I think that Xadavien Sims would have helped the Sooners out? Yeah, probably. Do I think he's better than any of these guys I'm talking about? No, I don't. And again, that's not knocking him. I'm just saying that this isn't the end of the road here, and it's not the end of the world. Would you like to see him get it? If you remember, at this time last year, towards the end of May, you had a lot of people having that knee-jerk reaction. What I would tell you is that none of these guys that we just talked about have committed yet. The best of the best. Why did he make a commitment earlier than them? Probably because he wanted to make sure that he got his spot before the others, so that he made sure. And in all honesty with you, I would be a little more concerned if he had committed here and was going to Oklahoma, and chances are you lose Nwaneri, Stone, or possibly Smith or Ajonye. I would much rather see those guys in an OU uniform myself than Xadavien Sims. That's just me. I've also felt like he's looked everywhere but Oklahoma for a long time. I've never really felt like he was in the fold for OU. You remember he was mostly a big target of Michigan State. I know Stoney is as well. Stoney's also being heavily recruited by Miami, which they have a large amount of money. But I don't think that the money issue for the NIL isn't going to be a big thing. Oklahoma's going to open up that pocketbook for him. And if you think about it, Gerald McCoy has even stepped in to become, and we're talking, this is a Hall of Fame level defensive tackle who played at OU, who is heavily recruiting Stone to come to town. I suspect that we're probably going to get at least 2 of these guys and probably 3. So I would tell everybody, calm down. Not such a big deal as you might think it is. Give it time to percolate. And we still got till December for the early signing period and all the way till February before these guys really have to make a decision. I wouldn't be too concerned about it just yet. Bottom line, Bates, Coach, and along with, Miguel Chavis, there's a lot of guys that are involved in this. Of course, Coach Venables themselves. This is a highly recruiting thing. Do I feel like this is definitely a time that you need to get these guys? Absolutely. Am I worried about it right now? Not so much. Hey, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in our comment section. It's very important for us, for you to, interact with us. Do you feel like it was a big deal to miss out on Xadavien Sims? Do you think that some of these other guys are a better fit at OU? Or do you feel like maybe, am I wrong and you feel like Todd Bates is and the rest of the recruiting staff are missing something here and not getting these guys to obviously commit early to OU? Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you become a subscriber if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one. Hey, you guys all know the drill, right? Say it with me. Smash that red subscriber button. Like our videos. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss one moment of the Hall of Fame College Football Podcast. Hey, we even have amazing pod merchandise right here in our store. Hey, while you're here, don't forget to check out all these other amazing channels and subscribe to them too.